Hi and welcome back to Anatomy of CAD Design, and I am going over the menu of Matrix Gold 3.4, and we are working in the curve section of the menu up at the top, and we've gone through all of these all the way over to Edit Tools, and it's a very useful category, so I am going to show you with the drop-down menu some of the things that we're going to be going over today. And I need to bring in a few items, so I'm going to use the freeform curve, and I'm going to change that color so that you can see it to the white, and then I'm going to click on the white square so that everything else comes in. It will be my current layer. All right, I'm going to do that, and I think I will bring in a ring rail, and I'm going to also bring in I'm going to go ahead and put a profile on that and sweep that. We haven't gone over that yet, so don't worry about that, but I want to show you some of the things that we can do. All right, with the curves. Okay, let's go back to the curve menu and edit tools. We'll click on that, and I'm going to skip over match. I'm not sure what that is, but fit to tolerance. So sometimes your profiles will get a little bit messed up, and I know sometimes I'm not sure if I'll be able to duplicate what I want to duplicate, but right now I'm just cutting this. I'm going to split it with the curves, and then I'm going to practice my, oops, that needs to be together, and then I am going to dupe border. Dupe border pops up and enter. So remember the last time on part 5 we went over dupe border, and if it's an open surface and you select dupe border, it will automatically duplicate the ends. There it is, curve right there and right there. So sometimes, like I said, I don't know if it's gonna cooperate with me. Let's see if it does. Oh, it does, yay. Okay. Okay, so I am going to see if this works. I don't think it's gonna work the way I want it to. Adjust closed seams, there we go, fit. I'm going to adjust closed seam curve. Select that, and that is pointed in the same direction and in the same location. It's on the finger rail and it's pointed out, so I don't have to adjust that. Now if I wanted to adjust it, I would just click here and it would point the other direction, or I could move this curve around, and if you hit your O snaps, it'll snap into place there. There we go. And now the seam or the sweep is smooth, and that one was called adjust closed curve seam. Now the fit tolerances, sometimes you'll need to take a profile, and I just type in fit curve, there we go. And did you see that? I'm going to back up. All right, and so I'm going to do both of them at the same time. Go up here to edit tools, fit to tolerance, and click enter. So I don't know if you saw that, but the structure of this changed. I'm going to undo and redo. Undo, there's fewer lines. Redo, there's quite a few. And so I'm not sure how it determines what the tolerances are, but this is somewhat of a tight circle, especially on the ends. So perhaps it wanted more control points. Okay. So we've gone over fit tolerances and adjust closed curve seam, subcurve. All right. I wonder what that is. Let me click on that. Oh, okay. This wants me to select curve to shorten. So if I shorten the curve, I click between where I want it. So I'll do it again. And I want this and this. Okay. There we go. Very interesting. I'm going to put another curve out there. And the next one is delete subcurve. So this is really similar. You select delete subcurve, go down to your command line, and it says select curve to edit. We want to select this curve, and what you're going to do is you're going to set the point for deletion. So I want the deletion to start here and end here, and do it again. I want it to start here and end here. So you can actually take apart a curve and take out a section that you don't want. And that could be handy if you have a curve and perhaps there's a couple points there that from a rectangle, and you could actually use your O-snaps to snap right to that corner. Okay, what is next? Next is curve boolean, and I am going to come back to that because that one is somewhat extensive and I can't wait to show that to you. That's really useful, very, very handy. Okay, next I'm going to go to soft edit, simplify lines and arcs. I don't use that one. I would use rebuild. So soft edit, and we're going to soft edit. Actually, I'm going to do a new curve here. One that's a little wavier. And then I'm going to come up to edit tools and soft edit. And I'm going to select this curve. It tells me down in my command line. And I'm going to click on that and bring that in. Click on that and bring that up. There we go. It's a very nice way to edit it and keep it very smooth. I guess hence the name soft edit, which is good. Okay, close curve. All right, let's do one that's almost closed. And we're going to click on close curve, select open curves to close. I'm going to select this curve here, press enter when done, and look at that. It did close it, and it closed it with a very straight line. I'm going to back up and see if there's an option. Okay, so if I right click, it just activates that. Okay, back up, deselect, right click, select open curves to close. And it does have a tolerance. Close wide gaps with line. Let's say no. Okay, if it does, that's the only option. So they won't close it unless they close it with a line. So I need to put yes on there. Wonder if I put like 1 millimeter instead of 0.0001. Oh, it does the same thing. Okay, well now we know how that works. Okay, fixed length curve edit. All right, let's click on that. Fixed length curve edit. Select the curve. I don't want it to copy. and I'm going to pick a curve edit point. I'm going to pick right there. Oh yeah, so that takes your length and moves it however you want. Very nice. I could see using that. That would be practical. And then rebuild non-uniform. Very nice. Okay. So the highlighted one looks turquoise and the new one is white. They're both actually white, but this one's highlighted. And it is allowing me to move it. I can change the length of the curve, and it's rebuilding it as well. So it's a little smoother, for example. Okay, can't really move that, but I can move these. Okay. Okay, so here's my original, and here's the new one. Very good. Move curve. Okay. Select curve segment. Nope. Okay, don't know how to use that one. We're gonna move on. Curve boolean. I'm going to collect all of these objects, put them in a job bag just in case we want to look at them again. And I am going to prepare us by bringing in some curves. And these are just random. I have set up everything for the curve boolean. All right, so I have set it up, and just so that you know, you can actually drag your viewport down if you want more room in one of your viewports, but you still want to be able to see the perspective view and the right view. And so that's what I have done here. And then if you want to go back, you just drag it up. There you go, and it brings it back. This viewport down here is not showing anything except your flat curves. Okay, curve boolean works this way. We're going to go up here, we're going to select curve boolean, and you want to select the curves, and do you want to delete your input? I usually don't delete my input, because if I want to maybe use them again for another purpose, I want to be able to go ahead and have that there. So what I will do is I am going to turn these all on a different layer. I'm going to turn them on the bright blue. Oop. Sorry, I was already in that. There we go. And so hopefully you can see that. Ooh, it's not a very good choice. Let's go into the green. That's a little bit better. And I am going to go back up to my curve boolean, select that. It wants me to select the curves. I don't want to delete the output. You can if you want. So I will select these to begin with. And then you want to press enter. And then it's ready to actually do the action. And what you want to do is you want to select inside the curve region that you want a new curve to be. Okay, so I've selected inside, and you can see that this is going to be my new curve. And then you press enter when done. Now if I turned off the green, I have the inside region that I selected in the white, because white is selected for my current layer. So let's go ahead. This one was just the center. Let's go ahead and select this one. We will right click to activate that again. It wants me to click inside their regions, and I can do that right there. Turn these on red and delete those so that you can see what's happening. Okay, I'm going to right click again, select curves, and I can do this and this if I want those, or I can select on top of it again and that deactivates that, or I can just do the center, or I can do all of it. We're just going to do that. See what happens. So when I select on the green curve to eliminate it, the white curve shows up as well. So you want to know what you are selecting. Green curve, turn that red. And here is one of the curves, and there's the other. Okay, this one here, what I want to do is, and this is just for purpose of showing you, I'm going to select everything, right click again, and that activates the last command that I did, which is curve boolean. And I am just going to go every other square to select that. Press enter when done. And if I want to gather up all the green, I'm just going to right click on the green. I want to deselect those because I want to keep that. Turn those red, and it's already off. And here's what we have right there. Move that up. Move this down. All right. So what I want to do here is I want to select it so that it looks like a tree inside of a circle. Now, this is a really practical thing to learn how to do so that if you're doing some kind of a cutout pendant or a ring with negative space in a design, I mean, you could do anything. You could do animals, faces, nature, trees, leaves. So it's kind of a fun thing to practice. So I'm going to select everything, right click, and I'm going to start somewhere. And you'll see, because this curve went over top of that circle curve, it wants me to select it if I want to have that selected. So I do. There you go. So now the circle is selected. So I'm going to carry on and make sure that my tree trunks and my branches all get selected. Yep. Press enter when done. Select the green to turn it to red, and there you go. So it's all exactly how I wanted it. You still have just a curve, it's just flat, but it's kind of a nice way and actually a very quick way to get to a pattern that you may want to achieve in your design. You can turn these curves into a solid, and then you can just put it on top of something. Let's just go ahead and do that. You guys get a little extra bonus for sticking around today. All right, so that's solid extrude, planar curve, and look at that. And put it on render view. There we go. As soon as my render pulls up, and let's make it yellow gold. There we go. And I hope you've learned a lot. Thank you for watching, and you're welcome.